Well, decided to go up into the Woodbury area to see my sister. I haven't seen her since springtime. So, I guess a rainy day is better than no day. She'd been gone a lot of part of the summer. She went out to Idaho, to where my sister Bonnie lives. Spent some time with her, working on her little farm there. They're raising vegetables and curing meat and that kind of stuff. And I guess she went over to Yellowstone for a while, and then into Colorado. Visited there for a while with a relative. A lot of times I make that trip with her, but the older I get, the less I want to go away that far. She has talked me into going out there this fall for a week or two. I don't know. But we'll fly out instead of spend all that time on the road. Last time I went out there with her, a tractor trailer hit my car and almost killed me. It was dark out and the roads were wet, and when the roads are wet you can't see any line on the road. This huge ass back tractor trailer came up from behind me, passed me, and took off part of my passenger driver's side. Cleaned it right down through. Tore the mirror off. Yeah, that was a bad night. They should come up with a better way to mark these roads when it's dark and wet, that these lines show up a lot better so you know where the hell you are in relationship to the lanes. Corn's looking good over there. Yeah. Not as high as it probably should be, but they always say by 4th of July it should be knee high. That's a little bit over, I guess. Flannel shirts. One of my cousins used to own that, and he shipped all over the world with his flannel shirts. Up here in the wintertime, you need flannel to keep warm. You need fuzzy long johns. Fuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy had no hair. That old barn's still standing. One by one they keep falling though. Ain't much we can do about it. Let's see, school's out, so this probably don't apply. I think school's out. Yeah, school's out. Had to think. Well, they tore down the old Law Union sign and put in one of those electronic ones there. Well, I guess we're kind of uppity in the world now. We've gone to electronics. drizzle to make my windshield a little crappy. At least the water is rolling right off it. Well, one of the roundabouts. Of course, it's before 8 o'clock, so the traffic's a little heavy. Of course, you probably live in a city and you say heavy. That's rural compared to our place. Everybody's got to get their asses to work. Except me, I'm retired. Little boxcars look like hearses. Maybe it is. Here we go. What are those flowers? Were those rhododendrons or whatever they were? I like the looks of them, but I like the blue ones and the red ones. I don't know if they come up every year. They must. Can't imagine them replanting them every year. July's almost gone already. It's been a cold summer. Our nights have been down into the 40s. Seems a little early for that. Big Lot store over here that went out of business. They already moved in another one. It's called State Lots Globe. I don't know, but it's just like a Big Lots. You still can get appliances and a few things in there. A pair of socks, odds and ends, stale food. Which is a good thing, because that's where I went up and got my air conditioner last week or so, when my other one kind of crapped out on me. Men's Hair Shop. That used to be one of those Radio Shacks years ago. Stub Stewart ran that, and he was a part-time deputy sheriff. He worked for me at the sheriff's office. Worked at dances and traffic control, stuff like that. He's been dead quite a while. Let's see here. Okay, I guess it's my turn. Wait your turn. Put on the blinker to let these fellas know I'm turning. Just to be courteous. Besides that, it's law. Gas is $3.15 for regular. You know, I haven't filled this car up. I just did. I haven't filled it up since 2 months ago, so that tells you how far I've been. I use my fuel sparingly because I can't afford the gas. Yeah, job lots, I guess it's called. Ocean State Job Lot. Well, isn't that something? I went in there, it looked just about the same as the old one, so they moved their stuff around a little bit, so I didn't know where anything was. did find a young gentleman to lug that air conditioner out for me, because I don't know as I wanted to do that. So, and if he dropped it, he can replace it. Low and Cody, it's a crane service. They build bridges. They've been in business 40, 50 years. Barn right here on the right, been there a long time too. Wolcott 6 miles, Hardwick 12 miles. Yippee-ki-yay. Chicken barn over there on the left I just went by. I can remember as a kid they used to hire us to go in there to catch chickens at night and put them in crates. I think you put 6 or 7 in a crate. They paid you 3 or 4 cents for every crate that you could put up in the overnight. Yeah, wages weren't too high. And I think when I was about 8, I got a job at the town bowling alley, setting up those candle pins. And it had those, you get down there in the box, and you had a pedal that you pushed, and it popped up those pins, and then you put the pins in there. Sometimes they were candle pins, and other times they were duck pins. And you load them all up, and jump back up on top of a shelf behind there, so when they threw the ball, and of course every once in a while one of them pins would come up and hit you right side the head. You had a lot of bruises. And I think that paid us about 3 cents a box. Every time I set a box, I got 3 cents. Plus, at the end, some of the bowling leagues would give us a little bit of a tip. Especially if I had a black eye from a bowling pin, I'd get a little extra money from them because they felt sorry for me. Yeah, I did just about everything in order to earn a little money. Of course, gas was only 28 cents a gallon, so it didn't cost me much to put that gas in my motorcycle back then. But still, there's one thing about money, you never seem to have enough of it. The more you got, the more you want. Place here on the left, there's Mennonites run this place. They got their own school, bake shop, all kinds of stuff. Pretty much self-sufficient. Yeah. Good people. Not too rowdy at all. Oop, doing 55. I better slow down 2 miles an hour. This Focus is so fast, just about whiplashes you every time you touch the gas pedal. Rich's farm there on the left. He's been dead many years. He's one of the ones that owned the chicken house back there where I used to work as a kid. Frenchman, got tight with his money. That's the things there. Up here in the northern Vermont, we got more French people practically than we do anybody else. Okay, I'm up here on the right. You'll notice that barn is gone. See where it was? That's the one, the cupola you like so much. All it is a pile of ashes. See that? That's too bad. That was a nice barn too, wasn't it? That would have made a nice little apartment in there. Somebody had money to fix it up. Fellow was driving through there and he was drunk. Ran right into that barn. Got himself pinned in that car and the barn caught on fire. Well, one of these fellows that worked for the electric department over there in Morrisville stopped in and didn't even think about it. He went up there and grabbed that door and smashed that window and got that fellow out of that car before he burned up. I guess he's got something to be thankful for. Nothing worse than burning to death. Turning yourself into crispy chicken. Just, oh, even that smell, that burning smell. I've been to car wrecks when it's got a smell all of its own. Nice old church right there. Village. Now they run radar through here, so I'm just going to slow down to 35 miles an hour. That's the old Woken store. Been there for generation after generation. Seems to be the home of Buck's Furniture. Good old Buck. They tore that house down. It used to be there. Huh. Guess rather than pay taxes on it and everything, people just tear them down. Temperature's not too bad this morning though. It's It's up to 75 already. Got to be 100 there yesterday afternoon. It was 47 in the morning and 100 in the afternoon. That's quite a change. 55 degrees in that short period of time. Got more stop over here and get some pictures of this, of the Fisher Bridge while I'm going by here. I think it's the last railroad covered bridge in the state. They take good care of it. Yeah, it's still there. As you can see it over there on the right. It's coming around this corner a little bit. Isn't that a pretty covered bridge? Train hasn't been through it quite a while, but there's a trail that goes through it. People ride their bicycles through it. Yeah, I can find the entrance here. Here we go, right here. Pretty little spot. They should put some picnic tables out here. But I won't be going long. Just keep an eye on my car for me and nobody steals it, alright? Holler if they do. I'll hear you. Get my camera out here. Leave my window down because I always lock myself out of the car. I'm a done son of a sometimes. See, my car's still here. Yeah, that's a wonderful old bridge. Saw some nice flowers out there in the bushes. That's what it's taking some pictures of them. Things like that always catches my eye.